The project that I don't think is ever going to end. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and my kids are going to karate. Have fun, boys. Okay. Don't punch anyone too hard. But I want to talk about the 1971, where we're at, what we're doing, what's coming up, how are we gonna finish this? Is it ever gonna be done? It doesn't feel like it's ever gonna be done, but it's getting there. We're making progress. I got itchy nose. So the 1971, as you guys know, we started full work. Actually, well, let me step back. So I felt this video was appropriate because literally a year ago and 4 days, so one solid year, we started the work in really getting the 71 going. So I purchased it in March of 2019. Here's a picture of the car, really rough, bad shape. I cut the cage out, did a few things here and there, but never really started on the actual restoration of the car until November of 2019. So that all being stated, fast forward now, you guys know if you've watched any of the videos, we've done all the body work, we've done tons of welding, we added mini tubs, we changed the suspension out, we got new subframes, we got everything. You guys know we've done a ton, including getting it painted and where we're at today. Look at this beautiful carbon fiber spoiler. You know, I get a lot of hate, cars aren't even on the road, and I get a lot of hate from Camaro guys about this specific spoiler because I didn't go with the mustache bulky ugly spoiler. I wanted to see the paint, and I think this one looks a lot more aggressive, and I hated the way the mustache style original 70 to 73 because it basically came around and wrapped around here and it was like ugly. Now if you love that look, that's totally fine, but yeah. My wife is so fired. I'm talking to you about the mustache spoiler and she came in and I totally lost my train of thought because she looks freaking amazing today, and I mean she looks amazing every day, but she just, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so skipping ahead, we got a lot done. So bumpers on, look at, we got the fuel tank down here. This is going in probably this weekend. We got the fuel lines all hooked up. We got brake lines ran. Yeah, you see the brake lines here. If you didn't see the video that I posted of doing the brakes and the fueling system, it's live, but there's still a ton to do with the car. I'm in conversations with the wheel company I'm going with for the wheels, so that is happening. We're gonna get beautiful shiny wheels very soon, and started putting all the door stuff together. I ordered the remaining parts and pieces to basically have my basic interior. I've kind of decided to go a different route in regards to, I'm gonna take it down to an upholstery shop and have them kind of take a vision that I have for the interior of the car and redo it. It's gonna match the seats that I have already. There's just gonna be things that are gonna change, and I don't wanna get too much into that in this video, but just know that we're not going super crazy on interior stuff currently because that's going down the road. Now, as far as the motor, obviously that's in the car. I got the rest of the bolts for the whole front assembly. I got the radiator, all that stuff. So we're gonna be able to get that all mounted up, and that's gonna go together pretty quickly. And now we're gonna get the fenders on now that we basically have the brakes mostly lined up. We're gonna run the couple lines here just so we don't have to hang over the car and do all that stuff. There's a few things happening here. Again, we talked about that in the other video. And then we get the hood and the whole front clip and all that stuff. And the car's gonna have to move back because it sticks out a lot further than the core support. So, I mean, the fenders I've had to work around these fenders now. It feels like for, what is it, July, August, September, October, November, 4 months. I guess it hasn't been too long, but it feels like it's taken forever at this point. You know, it's like you build the car, you get it all in a position, and you just want to go drive it, but it's like, God, there's still so much work to do. The wiring, the console, like, we have everything for the car for the most part, maybe minus a couple brackets and screws and bolts. we have everything for the car outside of the glass. So the glass guy's been called, that's inbound. As soon as we get the fenders and all that stuff on, we're gonna get the glass on. I gotta find some temp wheels to put on the car so we can get it on the ground so the glass guys can reach and do all that stuff, because they're not gonna be able to do that. Actually, I might. I mean, the problem is the locks on the quick jack don't go that low. You know, it only goes up. It's not gonna support down. I guess we could put blocks or something underneath the car to get it just off the ground, and it'd probably be even easier for the glass guys to get to it if we just put the car on blocks. So that way it's like as low as they can possibly get it. I'll have to talk with them about that, see what we could do, but it's all coming along. It's getting there, and it feels like it's taken forever, but you know what? Restoring a car and building it with semi-decent to really nice parts gets really expensive, a lot more expensive than I ever dreamed. And I'm gonna take a snippet from the video. And I should highlight that. So Jay's 2 cents actually pointed out, he's like, didn't you throw out a cost estimate of how much you thought you would spend on the car? And I had to remind him, I'm like, well, that was before I realized I was gonna do a ton of body work and spend a ton of money on just getting it ready for paint, and got a much nicer paint job than I thought I was gonna be able to afford. There's just a lot of things that changed, but this clip's funny.
Figuring probably about another 10K to get it up and running, maybe a little more.
And I sit here now and look at everything and refuse to look at receipts any further than I've had, and it's expensive. Don't take on this hobby or a project like this if you can't convince yourself to just go with old parts. And when I mean old parts, I mean like just like if you could find a car that's running and driving and you just want to upgrade things here and there, like bearings and just to make it run smoother and better, like that might be a better route to go, because the amount of money I put into this car will not ever see a return. One, because I'm not going to sell the car, but two, even if I wanted to, I'll never see all that money back. So, and I don't care. I mean, we spend money on cars because we love them. I'm not a professional car builder trying to flip cars, so that was never the intent, but just know that if you're gonna go down this path, it's gonna get really expensive. So the nice thing is we have all the fluids for the car. The only other thing that still has to like major happen besides the glass and hanging the fenders and stuff is really welding the Detroit Speed system in place, all the bracketry. So once we have that done, the car will basically be ready to roll. So, I mean, technically we could throw on wheels and tires and hook up the rest of the motor, and the car would be drivable right now. So you don't need an interior to drive a car, but we do need the glass. So most of the big stuff has been purchased. I mean, outside of the wheels and the glass, those are really the only 2 big purchases. I guess you could also say tires, because you need tires with the wheels, but it's been a fun project. It's been humbling. It's definitely highlighted the things I'm not confident in taking on. So initially when I set out to build the project, I was like, you know what, I could do all of this, or I could figure it out. And there's a lot of things that I've had to been like, no, Matt, you can't do this. You need to ask for help. And then there's the points where you just get so stressed out, or you get so into the weeds on things that you just need someone to come over to be your professional guide, almost like just someone to kickstart you in a sense and be like, you know what, Matt, like, you don't need to do all of that. Just do this, and it costs 20 bucks. It's like, oh, didn't think of it that way. It's really bad to go down the rabbit hole of build threads of what other guys are doing, and then you'll find yourself spending thousands upon thousands of dollars you don't need to spend. Like, one of the things I'll highlight. So my front brakes, I went with a C5 kit. They're not cheap, but they're not super expensive nice. But I found that I can get Wilwood front 4-pot brakes for both sides for like 680 bucks. Do I need them? No, I don't. Do I want them? Yeah. Why? I have no idea. I'm not buying them yet. I want to see how the car drives with this brake system, and if I feel like I need more stopping power, we'll go down that road. It will lead to really good content on why the C5 brakes are good or bad, you know, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are in the same position as me they can't afford to drop $100,000 into a car. No, I have not dropped $100,000 into this car, not even close. But I feel like by the time we're done, it'll be in the $65,000 range, which is way more than I was originally anticipating putting into the car. So it's just one of those things. But that's where we're at. That's what's going on. I got Hoobie Mackin pulling up, getting some oil, and that's all I got. That's it. That's all. Keep watching. More videos coming every week. Stay tuned Tuesdays and Thursdays for new content. And until next time, guys, see you on the road.